An unlikely pair recently formed to lobby state lawmakers at the Capitol.
Guess who? UT and A&M. Yeah, the cause is preserving higher education. Our UT reporter Laura Lathman's here to tell us about that.
Good morning. Hi. That's right. A sea of orange and maroon marched into the Capitol last week to lobby on behalf of their alma maters. Although the Longhorns and the Aggies may not agree on a lot, volunteers from both sides are fighting for the future of their universities. As Texas leaders push for deeper budget cuts for higher education, the state's two largest universities set aside their rivalry and united under one common goal: to preserve state funding.
It's the true Valentine's Day. It's a day we're able to put other things aside and to work together, and I think that sends a great message of where the priorities really should be in the state.
About 150 volunteers and students from around the state collaborated for the 5th biennial Orange and Maroon Legislative Day. UT and A&M's alumni groups, the Texas X's and the Association of Former Students, visited the offices of the legislator and lobbied to fight the recent budget cuts directed at Texas universities. The state recently mandated over $1 billion in cuts to state agencies, and over 40% came from higher education.
The key thing is to be sure that the major institutions in the state keep their necessary funding, because that's what's going to keep Texas growing in the future.
The Legislative Budget Board recently proposed cutting over $93 million worth of funding for UT. But the UT and A&M alumni hope that by coming here to the Capitol and visiting all 181 members of the legislature, they can fight to preserve as much of the funding for higher education as possible. UT students have taken action to speak out against the cuts as well. Jimmy Tallarico is the director of the Invest in Texas campaign, an organization whose purpose is to encourage students to lobby at the legislature on behalf of their peers in the university. He says that cutting off funding means cutting off students from reaching their full potential.
If we want a university that can explore cutting edge research, we have to put the money in order to give the faculty, to give our administration, and to give students the resources they need to learn and grow at UT Austin.
According to the Texas X's, for every dollar invested by the state, UT yields a return of $18. But both the UT and A&M alumni agree that their schools cannot continue to be a driving economic force for the state if they are faced with additional cuts.
Good point. Laura, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
We'll have more weather when we come back.